You're tuned to YouTube.com. You're watching Wacked Out Wednesday. My name is Nate the Great Wheelan. I'm on the left. Allan the Adonis Perez is on the right. Without any further introduction, let's go, folks.
I was talking to Allan.
You were talking to me?
Of course I was. I was talking to Allan last week, and we were talking about how you work at the Career Development Transfer Center, and I told the fans on Wacked Out Wednesday that we would be discussing and interviewing you today. So today's show is all about
me.
You, yes.
Awesome.
So here's your 15 minutes of fame.
Great. So where do you want to start? It's at the beginning, or what do you got for me?
Well, let's start with the We are actually recording this via video from my laptop, so that's what you're looking at right there, Allan. And we're also recording via Wacked Out Wednesday today on Wednesday. So, we get a double portion here. We get to double dip here with the video and with...
you get to double dip. This is a first for you, is it?
This is the first for me. We're making history.
This is the first time you've recorded.
Yes, and hopefully sometime soon we'll be able to put this up on the web so people can see our beautiful faces.
That's
here
true. Live broadcast.
Live broadcast from Wacked Out Wednesday.
I love it.
So, Allan, how in the world did you come to MJC? I mean, what brought you over here to MJC? Obviously, you have a before moment kind of thing, like they say in theater. So, what was your before moment?
Before, I used to live in the Bay Area when I was young. I lived 10 years in San Jose. And then right around 2001, I ended up moving to Ceres/Keys, kind of like the border of that. And then I attended school in Keys, and then in Turlock and Job Pittman. And then when I graduated, I did attend MJC for one semester for 2 months. And then I ended up having to drop all the classes because I had to move back to San Jose because the situation came up. So I ended up moving to San Jose. And when I was there, I had to basically start. I was already still barely out of high school. I had to start going to community college there. And the community college that I went to was San Jose City College. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's right in the heart of San Jose, kind of a few blocks away from San Jose State. And what I started to do when I attended there, I was kind of at a crossroads in my life, Because contrary to popular belief, I had no idea what I wanted to do or had any of my life figured out when I finished high school. And so I was at a really big crossroads. I was like, I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. I didn't even have a major decided yet. I was still undecided at that point. I had no idea what I wanted to do. And so, after a semester there, I was thinking, man, I really got to just find something. Can something just give me a sign or for some, give me something to do I can do. Because back in high school, I didn't do a lot of extracurricular activities.
You just went to school and then...
I just went to school. I went through the motions, and it was kind of boring, And that's something I really regret now. I wish I had done more in high school, but I couldn't take that back at that point. So I was saying, I want college to be different. I want it to be more fun. I want to get involved more. I really want to try and be better in school and just have fun. And so as I was walking to class one day, I come across a table yay big, kind of like the one we're using now. And on it was just basically a little lone flyer that said, hey, we have a campus as a radio station, and if you're interested in volunteering, sign up, call, the person who was advertising it. And I looked at it and I said to myself, you know what? What the hell? I'll give it a try, and if it works out, then great. And if not, then whatever. At least I gave it a try, and I didn't just sulk around not doing anything. So I ended up calling them, and it ended up being one of the best things I've ever done, because from there blossomed a whole bunch of stuff for me. I finally got to learn what it was like to work behind the scenes in radio. I got to explore that field, which was really fun. I had a lot of fun doing it, and I actually, for the first time in my life, actually liked going to school, because not only was I going to class and all that stuff, I was also volunteering and doing something that I really loved to do. So getting up in the morning was such a big and awesome thing all of a sudden in my life, and I've never had that before.
Right.
And it was really fun. I learned a lot. I learned an extreme amount in those just 2 years that I was there, and honestly, I wouldn't take it back for anything in the world. I loved it. It was a huge learning experience. I finally decided on the major that I wanted, which was communications, which is basically still how it is now. And that was what I had for 2 years, and made a lot of friends. And then after 2 years, in about 2014, I had to move back here to to the Central Valley. Situation came up again, kind of similar to the one before. And so I ended up coming back. So I've been in both places, honestly, with almost an equal amount of time. I think a lot longer here now because I'm already here now.
Right, yeah.
So, but I mean, I saw the Bay Area back in the 90s when it was still kind of a small thing and Silicon Valley hadn't taken off. I've been in the Central Valley back in the early 2000s. Then I went back to San Jose, it's Silicon Valley as it is now, and then I'm back here.
Wow.
So I'm a product of both worlds.
So you were talking about the radio station. You were talking about how you were involved at the radio station at San Jose City College.
Mm-hmm.
I had to get that right, folks. Last time I said San Diego when I was talking to him earlier. So
That's true. I'm not that far.
So, so you were talking about San Jose City College, and you were talking about how you were involved in the radio program there. What did you do?
What did I do when I was at the radio station? I did basically everything. First, I started off obviously learning how to use the little mixer board because I had no idea how to run that. And at first, that was like the most intimidating thing. But once I got really down to it and studied how to use it, it was all natural. Like it was second nature to me. So what I did was I basically I did IT work for them. I got trusted eventually to use more equipment. I showed I was proficient in that, and then they eventually trusted me with my own show.
Right.
First, like a half-hour show. No, first actually sitting in as a guest in other people's shows. Then they gave me a half-hour show, then an hour show, then eventually a 2-hour show.
Wow.
And basically, after like a few semesters, I became basically like station manager. After a while.
Wow.
And so it was a fun experience, and I got to learn. I basically learned the ins and outs of the radio station.
Yeah.
Why? Because I devoted all of my time to it. We did a lot like what you were doing. You record the basketball games here at MJC, which is really cool, right? We also did that. We covered it. We were basically like our own school's version of ESPN. You know, we would go, we would set up our equipment, we would record it, we would videotape it, like we were. Not
like
videotape,
right
digitally videotape,
yeah.
like you're doing, and,
yeah.
and we would just broadcast. We would do commentary, live commentary, color commentary for
Wow.
everything,
Wow.
and that's basically all that we did. And that's what I helped with doing. And even though I wasn't into sports, you didn't really have to be. I just helped set up
Yeah,
equipment.
exactly.
I read PSAs. I did whatever was needed. I helped out wherever I was needed, and wherever I could help. And that's basically how I rose through
The ranks. Yeah.
at the radio station. And like in almost no time, got the entire radio station to trust me to actually. And now like everybody misses me, and I still keep in contact with people there.
Jeez.
My old instructor Betsy Gebhardt, she teaches at San Jose City College. She still sends me emails, and we still communicate with each other. And it's a fun time. I made a lot of good friends.
That is awesome. That sounds really good. That sounds really, really fun. So, then you were doing media, I'm guessing, at San Jose.
Mm-hmm.
Why media?
Why media? Because I've always liked media. Like you know how people have hobbies, like they love to draw, they love doing they love working on cars and stuff like that. Mine are a little bit more simpler than that. Mine are just like I love watching TV a lot. I love watching TV. I love listening to the radio. I don't like watching movies so much because it's kind of predictable sometimes. But I've always loved watching TV. I grew up watching TV. I think that was how I learned English because I come from like a single language household, which was Spanish. And I learned English just by watching TV. And from an early age, I noticed that I was able to pronounce and know the definition of words before like a lot of my other classmates knew what those even were. Like there was a time where there was a really long word that I hadn't heard before, and I was like, that sounds like. You know, I thought of like, what does that word mean? And I thought it probably means like it's X thing. And then later I go look it up, and it's like, oh wow, I was right. That's what it meant. And none of my other classmates knew what that meant. I could pronounce words a lot better than my classmates could, and it was such a fun thing. And I owe all that to watching TV, if you can believe it. So CTV has some.
So watching TV, folks, you might want to watch TV a little bit more because taken from this guy. You learned English from it.
I did. I learned English, and a lot of people say, well, maybe you learned English just by going to school. And I'm like, no, not really. I actually learned English before I even got into school. I learned it pretty well. Why? Because I just watched TV all day, and that's something that influenced what I wanted to do later on. I loved watching TV. I love listening to media. I love listening to people speak and the way they do it. And I thought, wow, it would be so fun to work in that type of field, and maybe not as a person on live TV or on live anything, but just as a
still to work
to be around it, to be surrounded by it. I think would be really, really cool.
Wow, that's pretty interesting. How you found something that you were instantly in love with. For me, when I took the communication classes at my high school, because I fell in love with it when I was in high school, I didn't know what I was going to do. I really didn't like taking the communication class in the first place because I had to do videos and I had to edit them, and that was the long process of doing that. But once I got involved in it, man, I tell you what, I fell in love with it, and it has been part of my life since I was a sophomore. Mind you, sophomore in high school. So I don't know, when you fell in love with it in college, I'm guessing?
Yeah, in college. And I got an early taste of that in my senior year of high school. I went to John Pittman, and they have what's called like video. We have video announcements, where you know how like in grade school you would have like on speaker announcements. You had speaker announcements, and like they would announce like what the day's events were. We had that, but our version of that was video announcements. So every class would pull down their little things and tune in, because we had like a TV frequency that everybody can tune into. We would put on video announcements. So we would do skits. We would read the news, like anchor people, and I got to work behind the scenes with that in senior year, and I got to see like, wow, this is really fun. I wonder if I could do this beyond this. And then in college, that's when I really realized, yeah, you could totally do that beyond just doing that. And so that's where I kind of got it.
That's awesome, man. The reason why I was laughing at that is because we did the same thing at my school. So I knew, I was picturing exactly my high school, how it went. So
yeah.
And with that, folks, we're going to wrap up the first half of the show. The song break will be coming on in a second here. So we're going to finish up with Allan after the song break. So we are on the video right now, and we are also on Spreaker.com. So fans for Spreaker.com, the video will be up soon. Fans for the video, you can listen to our show at Spreaker.com/Wacked Out Wednesday. All right, so this is "Send Her My Love" by Journey. We're gonna come back on the air in a second here. So let's go. You ready? You ready, Allan?
I'm ready.
Let's go. And you're tuned to Spreaker.com, listening to Wacked Out Wednesday, also watching to Wacked Out Wednesday. Watching Wacked Out Wednesday, how about that?
You're watching Wacked Out Wednesday.
You're watching Wacked Out Wednesday, but you're listening to Wacked Out Wednesday for the fans that are listening live right now on Spreaker.com. I am your host, Nate the Great One, and I have my co-host/host in the hot seat with me today. His name is Allan the Adonis Perez. What's up, buddy?
What's it going?
What's it going?
What's it going? See? I have no idea what that means. Answer that.
I don't know what's it going. And just so you know, ladies and gentlemen, this segment of the show is being brought to you by
Man water.
Man water.
Man water. What was all that last week then about how man water was bad for everybody in the metaphysical sense and the metaphorical, whatever the hell we said?
Yeah.
What was that?
We're
hypocrites. That's what we are. We say things and then we go and do them.
To say the least, yes.
Yeah.
We say don't do this and then we do it.
And then we do it too.
It's that say as I do, not as I say as I do as I say, not as I do, or something like that.
Yeah.
So
classic excuse for people who are hypocrites.
Are you a hypocrite, Allan?
Yeah, major.
So am I.
Major.
Yeah. Let's be hypocrites together.
Awesome.
That sounds a little weird, but okay.
A little weird.
So, like we were talking about last week, and in the during the break we were talking about this. You work at the Career Development and Transfer Center at MJC here.
Who?
That was a yawn.
That was a yawn. That was a live yawn, on the air yawn.
Are you tired?
I am tired.
Oh,
I was busy yesterday. I had a lot of stuff to do.
Oh,
I didn't get home till like 9.
Oh wow. 9 in the morning?
And no, 9 at night. I was on campus from like 7 in the morning to like 9 at night.
Jeez, man.
That's a long time. That's almost 12 hours.
Yeah.
That's pretty much 12 hours.
So you were discussing how you work at the Career Development and Transfer Center and how you got a job through, Federal Work Study that you did?
Federal Work Study, that's right. So, you want me to explain how that works?
Go ahead, man.
Okay. So, Federal Work Study is, I'm assuming you're familiar with FAFSA, right?
Yes.
So, FAFSA is the thing you fill out every year to get financial aid when you're in school.
Right.
And when you fill out the FAFSA, eventually it's going to ask you if you're interested in Federal Work Study. And what you do is you hit yes on that. A lot of people hit no because they think something's going to happen or some weird thing is going to occur. No, if you just hit yes, then what's going to happen is if they have the funding for you and if you qualify, they'll send you a separate email saying, hey, congratulations, Nate, you got accepted for federal work study. And then what happens after that is essentially they give you this packet, this new hire packet, that says what everything you have to do. You have to get a background check, locally done at some place, and then all this little procedural stuff, tax information. Then you go to the departments here at school or whatever school you apply for FAFSA to, and you basically ask them, hey, are any of you hiring? And then if they are, you go in for an interview and hopefully you get hired. And that's basically how I got my job. They contacted me. I did all that other stuff in that packet that said I needed to do. I asked the department, hey, what are you guys hiring? And on a fluke, I went to the Career Development and Transfer Center. And all of a sudden, a week later, I get called in for an interview. Then a week later, I get trained. And then I get the job.
Wow.
Simple as that.
How long have you been working there for?
I've been working there. This is my second semester working there.
Wow.
Yep.
You like your job?
I do like my job. It's really interesting.
So
I meet a lot of people.
What do you do?
What do I do is basically I'm a front desk receptionist. Yeah, quotation mark. I'm a front desk receptionist, and or just receptionist, if you want to call it.
Right.
Which means I book people in, I make appointments for them, I get whatever my bosses need because they're counselors and they're the directors of that department. I help students with filling out their CSU or UC applications. And I do all that stuff. So basically, we're helping students transfer out. We help them get jobs, too. We also have the program that helps students get jobs, which I could explain, too, if we have the time. Hopefully we do. I think we do.
Yeah, we have time. Go ahead.
Okay. So let's get started with what we have here, which is the pink sheet that I handed out in class here.
Yeah.
So what the pink sheet is, and you can get this at the Career Development and Transfer
It's not
Center
just pink.
on campus.
It's like bright pink.
It's
That's
bright
purple.
You know what? I actually chose this color when I was printing these out.
You chose this
Yeah, I
color?
chose because I thought it was February, and so we need pink. We need pink in our lives. It's the color of love and all that stuff. It's a good color, and men can wear pink now. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, my color is I'm wearing a burgundy colored shirt.
I'm wearing a blue. I don't have pink on. So.
No, so you're not.
Wait.
And you're not a manly man.
Never mind, I do.
Yeah, you do. So you're all set. So basically, this sheet, and you can pick this up again at our office if you want to actually get one here on East Campus, Career Transfer Center. It's got all the lists of events that we have coming up. So all the events we have in February, in March, and April, and up until the end of the semester. And today, being Wednesday, obviously, we have a CSU Fresno representative coming to meet with students. And what that means is we have a counselor from CSU Fresno coming to meet with students to talk to them about how to transfer over, what they can expect from CSU Fresno, what programs they've offered, and all various things like that. And it's a really cool thing to do if you're a student who's interested in going to CSU Fresno or any other school because it's the next best thing to obviously actually going to the school and talking to the people at outreach services.
Yeah.
So obviously I can go to CSU Stanislaus because it's right over in Turlock and meet with someone there because I live in Turlock. But what if I wanted to go to CSU Sacramento and I don't have the time to drive to Sacramento like whenever I need to see a counselor? But if I notice on the calendar that he's coming at some point in March, then I can make an appointment with them and talk to them. It's the next best thing to actually driving over there and seeing one. So we offer that to students too. And you can see all the list of when they're coming and what times on the calendar. Again, you can pick up in the Career Development and Transfer office, which is the office right next to the bookstore. We're kind of hidden away there, but we're there. We also have another thing that we have going on, if I can just move this little thingy. We also have field trips this semester. We actually have 3 field trips. The soonest one we have is a field trip to UC Merced. You probably can't see that because it's like inverted. We have a UC Merced trip coming up. So if you ever wanted to tour the campus of UC Merced, here's your opportunity to do so. We're going to take that on March the 4th on a Friday, where we're going basically all day to tour UC Merced and learn about what they have to offer.
Wow. Are you going to go to that?
Hopefully, yes. Hopefully I don't need to work or do something else that day. But, don't worry about if I go or don't go. If you're interested in going to see UC Merced or any of the other colleges that we might go to this semester, by all means sign up. You do need to pay a $10 deposit, but you get the deposit back on the day that you actually go. And you can also are going to go to the University of the Pacific, which is another campus located in Stockton. So if you want to tour that campus, you are by all means welcome to come in and sign up for it.
So a lot of you people probably know about speech night, and man, we're like being like the school promotion guys or something today.
Yeah, we are.
You're promoting this, and I'm promoting this.
Yeah.
Last night there was speech night. it happened. I ended up going to the 4 o'clock showing. Did you go to the 4 o'clock showing too?
Last semester or this semester?
Last night.
I'm sorry?
Last night. Did you go to the 4 o'clock showing?
Oh, you're talking about this semester's speech night. Yeah, no, I went to the 4 o'clock showing. I'm sorry. I thought you were referring to like last semester.
No.
There's like one every semester.
Yeah.
No, I went to last night's 4 o'clock one.
And how was it? You enjoy it?
I enjoyed it really well. There was a lot of good debates. The debate was really interesting. The debates are always weird to me because it always sounds like people don't understand how a proper debate is supposed to work.
You're talking about the performers or the people that are learning it?
No, the people who are watching it, like the audience.
Oh,
because you know how the debates are audience centered a lot of the time.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like people don't know how debates are supposed to work. You know,
same one. I'm the same way. I'm in the same boat.
They let their feelings get in the way.
Yeah, but don't tell anybody I said that, okay? Shh, that's between you and me.
Yeah. No, but I liked it. It was really good. I always love the impromptu performances that they give at the Black Binders.
Yeah,
those are always really fun because I get to listen to people like perform their passion pieces. And I think that's really cool.
Speaking of which, do you still have your Black Binder from last semester?
I do. I actually have 2.
Really?
I have 2 now. I ended up getting another one. I have no idea how, but I just ended up with the second one. And so I have a whole bunch of these little black sheets that Todd Guy gave us. So
yeah,
I still have it. I make good use of it.
Yeah, I was gonna say I need to make good use of mine too. Maybe I'll make good use of mine for the show or something.
Maybe we can just read off and be like, it was the best of times, it was the worst of times.
To be or not to be, that is the question. Whether 'tis known in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against the sea of troubles and by opposing to end them, to die to sleep.
Somebody studied Hamlet.
Yes, I did.
In high school. I just read the Spark Notes.
So you didn't catch the part about the dying and sleeping to wake no more. You didn't catch that part?
I caught that part. I got the tail end of it. It works out pretty badly for everyone.
Yeah, I think it does.
Yeah.
Hamlet's kind of crazy, so you know.
Yeah.
But this is by William Shakespeare, man. That piece is by William Shakespeare, one of the greatest script writers and performers in history. In history.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen a William Shakespeare performance, go see it. I recommend seeing Midsummer Night's Dream.
Midsummer Night, that's a classic.
I've seen that one over at Folsom Lake College and the Big
You know
Theater.
what? Do yourself an even bigger favor and rent the Leonardo DiCaprio version of Romeo and Juliet, and then watch that one.
Really?
Yeah, it's like set in modern like Long Beach or something. So it's and they're singing the whole. They're like saying the dialogue in Shakespearean style language,
yeah.
But it's like set in like Orange County or something like that. It's a if you want to learn about Shakespeare in a hip modern setting, then get the Leonardo DiCaprio version of Shakespeare
in a hip and modern setting.
Yeah, in a hip and modern setting. I don't know what this is. Me doing the robot. Boo boo.
We know that there are many shows out there, so thank you for watching this show. We hope you enjoyed today's episode. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you know what's coming up next. If you like today's episode, thumbs up. See you later.